All right, welcome back. Here we go. We've got 3, 5, and we're going to be talking a little bit about three dimensions coordinate systems. Now, we've talked about before where we have the X and the Y. Well, look what happens here, guys. Now we're going to have a Z axis, X, Y, and Z. So now we kind of change this around so that the X is kind of going this way. It'd be like coming out of your screen at you. The Y turns into the horizontal and Z turns into the vertical as we have the orientation here. So the triple, of course, goes X, Y, Z. So that tells you where you're at on those. And those are kind of tough to get there. All right, so to find the intercept, where it crosses the axes that you see there, all you have to do is put zeros in for the other two, as we've kind of learned before on how to do that. Now, if you were to graph this, we're not going to do a lot of graphing because it's kind of hard. In a not too distant future, I'm sure we're going to have 3D visual type things that we can use to graph it. But, in this case, we'd have to go 3 on the X. So we'd come out 3. We'd have to go to the left 2, and then we'd have to go up 1. And so you can kind of see where the point is. Very tough to visualize 3-dimension on 2-dimensional space, but there'll be a few things that we'll look at with that. But how would you graph a line in there? Well, you do it by the intercepts, but we're not really going to do that in a 2-dimensional space. Here's where we see a lot more of the examples that we're going to talk about. So a track relay team scores 5 points for finishing first, 3 for second, and 1 for third. Now, Lynn's team scored a total of 30 points. So write a linear equation. Okay, so let's grab our little marker pen here, and we're going to write out the equation. So let's let X represent first, Y represent second, and Z represent third. So in this case, we'd write the equation. We'd just kind of go 5x plus, well, it looks like we get 3 for second and then 1 for third. So I'll put a line through my Z so we don't think that's a 2. And then we're just going to set that equal to 30. All right, so now we write the linear equation in 3 dimensions here. If Lynn's team finishes second in 6 events, okay, so again, we're going to put a 6 in for Y, so that would give us 18. And third in 2 events. Okay, so we had 2 here, so we're going to go plus 2. We're going to set that equal to 30. We don't know how many first place finishes did we get. Well, what we notice here is that these two would end up being 20. All right, subtract that'd be 10. So 5x has to equal 10 as if we simplified that. So let's just write that down. 5x equals 10. So again, X, we'd have to have 2 first place finishes in order to make that happen. So that's kind of how we'll do and handle a lot of the 3-dimensional stuff. We'll just kind of deal with some problems like that. Not so much graphing because that's kind of hard to do on there. So, all right, there we go.